All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. As usual, I am expecting 1,000 people uh, to show up right now, and I want to ask your cooperation for us to get 1,000 people to tune in right now for the broadcast. So please, as you join in, I want to thank you and appreciate your joining in. Please share the link, and let's get at least 1,000 people in the next 10 minutes for me to begin the broadcast proper. I want to apologize for the late coming. When we come late, it's not because we plan to come late, to come to you late. Things are changing every moment, and you will understand if you have a script, you would have to constantly change the script. And also, we've been having technical issues with SCBC TV. Many people will probably watch this as a recorded tape back in ground zero later in the day, because SCBC TV is having some technical hitches which will be taken care of very soon. They are working on it right now. And so those in ground zero can expect to watch this broadcast on SCBC sometime, if not today, will be tomorrow. But there's nothing going on. La République du Cameroon has not interfered with SCBC, and neither does the government of South Africa, nor anything else stop SCBC broadcast. What is going on is a technical issue, and the problem will be resolved as soon as possible. So please, no alarm at all out there. Again, I'm waiting to get at least 1,000 people. 3 minutes gone already, and we have almost 400 people tuned in right now. Please, if you are joining, share the link. Share the link on your Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. Share it wherever you know people can watch. And when we hit 1,000 audience, which right now we have over 400, again will start the broadcast proper. Again, SCBC is not live because it is having some technical problems which are being looked into right now. But sometime later in the day, or maybe tomorrow, I know it's night in South Africa now, but you can rest assured that that problem is being taken care of. And so please share the link as you join. Share the link. Let's get at least 1,000 people online before I begin the broadcast proper. And as you join, please let me know where you are joining from. I see Chair Martin coming in from Florida. I see, just indicate where you are joining in from. So let's know let's see those, especially those who are joining in from ground zero. Let me see, let me know that you are watching from home, please. And again, share the link. We have over 500 people right now. And so please share the link. Once we hit 1,000 people, I will start the broadcast proper. Share the link. I see people joining in from all over the place, from Dubai. See Nina from Limbe. We don't call it Limbe anymore. We call it Victoria. I see another one that is Kena from Abu Dhabi. I see Tonga from Atlanta, Jimmy Tonga from Atlanta. I see somebody, Eric from Mbengui. Wow, that is awesome. That is powerful. Please let me know where you're watching from. I see Licoy from Paris. And I see Ortiz from my four Bonadi Combo. That is wonderful. And I see also Anglo watching in from Bamenda. I see somebody from Frankfurt, Misipu, or something like that. I can't pronounce it right. I see Godi from Singapore. I see somebody in Kenya from Italy. Yes, in Kenya, I know your face, of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see Hope from Brussels. We have close to 700 right now. 6 minutes gone. We have close to 700 right now watching. Please, within 10 minutes, we need 1,000 people to start the broadcast proper. So please share the link, pass it around in WhatsApp groups, pass the link in your Facebook, on your Facebook timeline, on your Twitter account, every social media platform where you can share it. Again, so many people are joining in from different places. I see Tutang in from the UK, Rosette from Victoria, and Neighbor from Amberland, he says. I see Man watching from Germany. I see Hope is watching from Brussels. We have close to 800 people and about 3 minutes to go to we hitting 1,000 people. So please continue sharing the link. Continue sharing the link. Once we hit 1,000 people, 1,000 watchers, I will have no reason to keep you waiting. So please keep on sharing the link. We have over 800 people right now, and 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes left to go for us to be able to hit 1,000 people. So please continue sharing the link. And I want to welcome those who are just joining now. I see in King from Tokyo, Japan. I also see Pressy in from Germany. And also I see Opopo tuning in from Pyongyang. Wow, that is lovely. Please share the link. Share the link. We have less than 100 people. Less than 100, and actually we have about 100 people to go to 1,000. Please share the link. Let's start the broadcast proper. And I see Akinyuya watching in from Kumbo. I see Fufu tuning in from Los Angeles. And Mbayam Sik is watching. She says Limbe. I say Victoria. And I see Dove tuning in from Toronto. I see somebody from our nation's capital in Boya, and that is Divine. Wonderful. Please share the link. We have less than 50 people to hit 1,000 views in less than 50 seconds. Please hit that note and let's start the broadcast. Now we have 999. We hit 1,000 in exactly 9 minutes 53 seconds. Thank you very much. And as I begin the broadcast, please do not hesitate. Continue to share the link. Again, continue to share the link as we resume the broadcast. Share the link on your Facebook. Share the link in your WhatsApp groups or forums. Share the link in on your Facebook timeline. Share the link, and again, we have hit 1,000 people and above already, and I can't keep you any longer. Fellow Ambazonians, around this time last week, I came to you with a message, not for you, but for the regime in La République du Cameroon. Today, Monday, February 5th, makes it a full month since our president, Sisiko Julius Ayuktabe, and 11 others were abducted by Nigerian authorities in complicity with the regime in neighboring La République du Cameroon. We are all aware that only a month ago, Nigeria committed only a week ago, Nigeria committed yet another crime by breaking international conventions and having our leaders moved from Abuja to Yaoundé. In any high-profile situation such as the one we are talking about, involving the movement across international borders of leaders like ours, video coverage normally would accompany the event for the sake of records. On arrival in Yaoundé last week, Propaganda Minister Issa Chiruma held a press conference during which he acknowledged that Nigeria has finally handed over to La République du Cameroon 47 of our leaders, including Sisiko Julius Ayuktabe. Mr. Chiruma said that the 47 were in the custody of the Cameroon Justice Department. That is, if indeed one truly exists. However, there was no immediate proof at the time of that announcement that showed our leaders are indeed in Cameroon, or whether they are indeed still alive. This question as to whether they are indeed alive is of prime importance because, as I have stated earlier, today makes it exactly 1 month that they were abducted, and nobody has seen them or talked to them. If we agree that they are in Cameroon, then it means they were in Nigerian custody for at least 3 weeks. There, in Nigeria, nobody, not even their lawyers, were allowed to see them. They have now spent another full week in Yaoundé as of today. And all we have heard are statements that are as good as nothing from La République du Cameroon, that they are in Yaoundé. But still, nobody that we know has seen them in Yaoundé, and nor has the government shown any video footage or evidence to prove that they are actually in Yaoundé and alive. The enormous question we ask is, if they are still alive, why hasn't anyone seen them for 1 month and counting? Why can't Yaoundé, if they truly have them, not show us proof of life, at least through their CRTV or any other media? It was based on these concerns and worries that last week we at the interim government officially issued the ultimatum that has now expired today to the Cameroonian authorities to show proof of life of our abducted leaders. A few hours after that ultimatum, Yaoundé issued a statement read over CRTV to the effect that, yes, our leaders, they have them, and that, yes, they are alive. Does Yaoundé actually think we trust them enough as to take their word to the bank? This is a regime that has defied all non-conventional treatment of human beings. This is a regime that has sent its soldiers to maim, to rape, torture, to kill, and to loot. This is a regime that has sent its soldiers to commit acts of genocide, arson, burning down of whole towns and villages. This is a regime whose administrator in Manfe sent out an ultimatum forcing people out of their own home, thousands of people into refugee camps. This is a regime that daily carries out terrorist acts, but it is the first to turn around to charge innocent pro-independent nationalists as terrorists. How can we believe a single word that proceeds from their mouths? As of today, Monday, February 5th, they still are to convince us that they have our leaders and that they are indeed alive in their custody. If they are indeed in their custody, the burden is theirs to prove. So far, they have not. Fellow Amazonians, we have shown a lot of restraint since this revolution started. We have prayed and hoped that diplomacy would resolve this crisis. We have hoped that the Yaoundé regime will call for a round table where we all sit down to chat a way forward. We have hoped they will invite your interim government to table for us to discuss the terms of our separation. They have not. Instead, our people continue to be brutally killed, raped, arrested, and tortured. Many are sitting in mass graves, many languishing behind bars, thousands in refugee camps, internet shut down, amongst other things. For 56 years, we have been pushed and pushed and pushed. We have met the rock. We have reached the breaking point. Our backs are against the wall right now. We have no more humility to keep on resisting the push. We have reached the point where we have to declare an eye for an eye and an ear for an ear. Now is the time we declare an eye for an eye, a leg for a leg, and may God help all of us. We believe that this is a just cause. We didn't ask for this. They brought it all upon ourselves, and we have to respond to it. We have no choice. For the past 56 years, we showed lots of restraint because we thought that if we do, the United Nations, the European Union, the Commonwealth, the African Union, and all that is called the international community will come to lift up our hands or come to our help. We thought diplomacy was the only answer or the only route. But the United Nations, the European Union, the Commonwealth, the African Union, in fact, the entire world that has the ability to do something has remained silent. They paid a deaf ear to our collective oppression and suffering, while our Republic of Cameroon systematically carries out pogroms in our territory. This time, we have to defend ourselves. We have now come to terms with the fact that we can no longer just wait for some United Nations or international community to come and help us, to come and give us our free Southern Cameroons and Amazonia. We have to take it by ourselves. And the time has come. That time is now. We are therefore abrogating any form of self-restraint from our people to defend themselves. We must all now resort to all available means to defend ourselves and defend Amazonia. While we pursue diplomacy, we will not sit still and allow the Republic of Cameroon soldiers to kill us, burn down our towns and villages before we do something. The presence of French troops and those of Chad on the ground in Yaoundé isn't going to stop this. nor end this revolution, nor stop what we are about to do. We are encouraging, therefore, everyone to store enough food and water at home. And look out for your neighbors, as well as look out for the traitors among you. This is going to take time, because an attack on the lives of our leaders, any of our leaders, is an attack on all of us. Until we find them and find them alive, this declaration of abrogating restraint remains in effect. In this just cause, we must continue to stick together. We must refuse to be subjected to the fear being propagated on social media by agents of La République du Cameroon. Any piece of information on social media that the interim government doesn't endorse or approve should be considered fake news. In the days ahead, we shall be setting up a special website where all stories and postings, rumors and allegations can be verified. The time has come when we rise up, defend Ambazonia from Victoria to Inkambe. In addition to this, we are not recognizing any national day in Ambazonia imposed by La République du Cameroon. That means there shall be nothing like 11 February celebrations in our territory. Nothing like an election organized by La République du Cameroon, and nothing like the Confederation of African Football Cup taking place in Ambazonia. Nothing. The interim government is currently working on engaging a team that will investigate all allegations and accusations being made about possible culprits in the abduction of our president and 11 others. I can promise you today that our new acting president, Dr. Sako Samuel, has assured me that this is going to be one of the first things he does as he settles down in office. I will be bringing you more briefings to this effect. In the meantime, we need to take a breath on this subject, knowing that something is in the making. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to be swept under the table. But that will take some time, and which is the reason why we should avoid distractions arising from that subject and focus now on this revolution. Having said that, again, I want you to know that this interim government is doing everything to arrest all the speculations going on out there on the abduction of our president, Sisiko Julius Ayuktabe. Nothing will be left untouched. And so please, we are appealing to you, every Ambazonian, to rest assured this issue, this question is not being ignored, and it will not be ignored. Now, before I round up, I want to say something here very important. Yesterday, one of the leaders of this revolution came over the air and made allegations to the effect that the website of the interim government has been hacked by La République du Cameroon. I respect every leader out there who is doing everything he or she can to take us to Boya. But I refuse to respect anyone, any leader, no matter who the leader is, who comes over the airwaves and openly tells a lie that the interim government website has been compromised. The interim government website has not been compromised. The interim government website is highly encrypted by PayPal, by Braintree, and these are international monetary platforms Their websites will never be compromised. And so what you heard out there yesterday from the leader of the AGC was a ploy, I will call it theft, to try to persuade you not to donate to this cause. I want to say this to you. When people are persuading you to make donations to them, I'd like you to ask them. We have close to 4,000 refugees in Nigeria. How many of them have sent money to the refugees? How many of those leaders have sent containers to refugees? How many of those leaders have visited refugees? Please, the interim government needs your support. And I come here to tell you that our website, the website of the interim government, has not and has never been compromised because it is highly encrypted. Your credit cards and debit cards in the system, they are saved. Take this to the bank. Your card, your banking information has not been compromised. What came up yesterday, the statement by the AGC leader yesterday that the website is compromised is false, not true. I want to thank you for tuning in. I will be coming back to you later in the week to brief you with updates from the interim government. The president will be speaking later in the week. And I also want to remind you before I go that we have a huge rally for all of America in North America coming up on Saturday in the DC metropolis, Washington DC metropolis. A lot of us are going to be there. And I invite you, if you live even in Canada, in Boston, in Chicago, wherever you live in the continental USA, all routes lead to DC, Washington, DC, on Saturday, February 10. Now, let me explain to you how we got to this day. It was the plan here at the interim government for massive demonstrations, both on ground zero and in the diaspora on February 11. However, we couldn't do it in the diaspora on February 11 because February 11 happened to fall on a Sunday. And so Saturday became the alternative best date to conduct those rallies. That is how we arrived on the day. It was not planned to align with any other program organized anywhere. It just happened to be so. And so please, all routes in continental USA lead to Washington, D.C. on Saturday, February 10. We want every administrator in Washington, D.C. to know about our crisis, to know about our operation, to know about the attacks on our homeland, Amazonia. If you have this in heart, please, wherever you are, pull in cars and come to Washington, D.C. Our president will be making his first outing in that at that rally. So please mark your calendar for for Saturday, February 10 in Washington, D.C. for this rally. Other countries in Europe, in Asia, they have their own date. When their days are communicated to us here at Communication, we will make sure we bring it to you. But for now, what we know is coming up on Saturday is the huge rally in Washington, D.C. Saturday, February 10. Again, before I leave, I want you to understand SCBC has not been taken off the air. La République has not taken it off the air. Southern Africa has not taken it off the air. We just are having some technical problems, and we are believing that before the day is over, those problems will be taken care of. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you pass this message across to every Amazonian, every Southern Cameroonian, that beginning today, La Republic is going to hear from us in a very strange way. You have a nice day.